Alright, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to lightly trace around the pop lid. We want it to be very light, so if you don't make a complete circle, it's okay. You can still see enough. I'm going to start with my blue. My light source is going to be coming from the left side, so here's my light. But the first thing I have to do is prime the circle. So this is where your value has to be really light. This is what you're learning. You're learning pencil pressure. So you can see I'm curving my strokes. When I'm going across, I shouldn't be seeing any lines. I should be overlapping each stroke. If you want to do circular motions, you can do circular motions. But I want this to be my lightest value. Come back the second coat with a little more pressure. Again, the goal is that you don't want to see the pencil lines. Slow down, shorter strokes, more slant. Whatever it takes to get that lightest value. Alright, so now I have my lightest value. I want to lightly put in a line for my highlight. So this is my hot spot. And now I'm going to take my next color, working around the highlight. I'm going to start adding the next value. Now, Crayola pencils have a lot of wax. So if you build it up too fast, you're not going to see the color well. So now I'm coming with another coat. The pencil's a little broken. I'm changed to a different blue. And now I want to go darker. So I'm going to pick up my darker blue. I'm going to give myself kind of a little guideline of where that sliver is going to be so I don't go over it. And I'm going to start working the dark back up to the light. So again, these are not horizontal marks, circular motions, slight slant. You want it to curve around the sphere. Alright, now I'm going to add some violet because I still need my shadow to be darker in value. Violet is the darkest color on the color wheel, so you do not want to press real hard with the violet. I'm going to overlap it with the blue, and then I'm going to go back to the lighter blue. So I'm going to start applying a little bit more pressure. But again, I don't want to see any lines. So if you have any lines, you're going to have to work with circular motions probably to make that flow. And now I'm adding the blue. This is my medium blue. So again, if there's any lines, I'm working circular motions over those lines. If I show where it's sitting, this would be the ground line. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my cast shadow. My values still need to be darker. So I'm going to start applying more pressure. So that's the darker blue, and then the violet. So I'm going to start adding some more violet here again. I'm going to go back to the darker blue, and I am adding more pressure. I'm adding more blue there. So to make the sphere come out, we need some background. In the beginning, I used some yellow. I think I'm going to change it to green this time. So by creating the background, it helps pull the shape out. So when you're doing your design in your object, you're going to have a color scheme choice. So you might use complementary colors, you might use monochromatic colors, but your design is going to help make your object more visible. Alright, so I'm using some greens there. I know that a few of you tried the reds with the greens. Make sure when you add the red to the green that you overlap it with green. You can't leave the red on top because the red's the shader color. So you can start to see now that I'm starting to add some background. The sphere is becoming more three-dimensional. I'm going to my highlighted area, I'm going to add a little bit more blue. It's a little too white looking, so I need a little bit more value there. I need a little bit more darker value on my shadow, so I'm going to go over it with the blue and the violet. So again, you're building things up. If you have Prismacolors have more pigment and less wax. So you will not have to put down as many layers, but with the Crayola you are. Now I'm going to go in here, I'm going to darken right behind my highlight just a little bit and soften it.